Hey, Spencer, you want to record some bonus content for the show?
I do want to record some bonus content for the show.
I got an idea. We haven't talked about current comics in a long while, really.
We haven't.
Why don't we talk about some of the books that are on our pull list that we're enjoying or not?
Right, yeah. Hopefully there's not much on our pull list that we're not enjoying.
Well, right. I mean, for example, I only have 4 books on my pull list. Because it's just so I can get that 50% off the dollar bin.
Of course.
at my LCS. But I'm getting Weird Love and Haunted Horror, which are reprint books, but they're really fun. I like those a lot. Ain't dropping those anytime soon. And those come out every other month. You know, one comes out one month, so it's like really light commitment for me. Because even though, no matter what, if I'm getting one new book, it's the bottom of the pile under all the Bronze Age stuff that I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Because that's just my priorities.
Yeah.
But I'm getting those and enjoying them. I have the new Love and Rockets quarterly on my pull list, but the series hasn't started yet.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I'm getting ROM Space Knight from IDW.
Right.
And I read the first issue, and I had read the Free Comic Book Day issue, and I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Got the first issue, and it just didn't wow me. And it's immediately jumping into their event that they've got going.
Oh, okay.
IDW Revolution, which is tied in with G.I. Joe, Mask, Transformers, and Micronauts, and maybe one other property. And I just don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not picking up regularly Marvel or DC books because I don't want to be involved in events.
Right.
And I get a new series and immediately it's involved in an event.
Right.
Issue number 2 is sitting in my box to pick up, but after I read it, I have a feeling I'm going to be dropping this.
Yeah. That's a bummer, especially when you have something from like your childhood where you're like, this is rad. And
Dude, I love the original ROM. Read the Marvel Comics ROM. I can't recommend that enough. Scour your back issue bins and pick up those books because ROM is a cool character. But I don't like this IDW ROM. I had my friends who do the podcast, the worst comics podcast ever. They're based out of Kansas City, mainly. They picked for their book of the year that they were all going to read and talk about on their show the new Micronauts from IDW.
Oh, okay.
And I was talking with Cullen, who's one of the hosts on that show, and he actually lives out here. He moved from Kansas City to Oregon.
Good on him.
Yeah, right? But, you know, and it's Cullen Bunn's writing that book. And Cullen Bunn is good. But, you know, they remembered the old Micronauts series. You know, Michael Golden, Bill Mantlo, yay!
Yeah.
And this isn't anything like that. I went to the shop and I was thinking, like, oh, maybe I'll pick up this new Micronauts. Maybe this will be to get me into it. And I open it up, and it has this. The art looks like straight out of animation.
Oh.
And I am really turned off when something looks extra cartoony.
Yeah.
You know, like I realize this is drawn by cartoonists.
Yeah.
But comic book art should not look like Brave or Frozen.
Right,
or Titan AE or something like that. That's really what it looked like. It looked like Titan AE.
Okay.
Or whatever that Disney Atlantis something or other movie from the 90s was. That's the look of this. And I don't like that look for a comic at all.
Right.
So big turn off there for me. Like, nope, not buying this. And I talked to Colin and these guys, and they're like, they're just not really enjoying the book. And it's the pitfall of many, or nearly all licensed property books is there's no teeth to it. Because you can't do anything to these characters, really.
You can't, yeah.
It's not as bad as, like, Star Trek or Doctor Who, where you cannot kill or have a major life event for the main cast of characters. Because Micronauts, like, okay, whatever. You would think you would have more room to wiggle, but meh.
Yeah.
But anyway, the ROM book, I'm like, you know, the original series, the dire wraiths were really fearsome and, like, whoa, rad. And that Sal Buscema art just sold it. And the dire wraiths in this new series just don't look cool. And Rom, his armor is more complex and streamlined in some ways, but lots more details. But it's like when they added all those extra lines to Superman and the Flash's costumes for the New 52.
Right.
I'm like, this is gratuitous. This is so unnecessary. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Now, they have incorporated Rom's neutralizer and his energy analyzer into his arm, like into the armor.
Oh.
So he doesn't have to, like, get the attachments,
right,
and do the couch. But not grabbing me, and it was an extra length first issue too.
Oh wow! Okay.
And it just really left me cold, and I expected more from a character that I loved.
Yeah.
But a couple years back when IDW revived, I think it was IDW revived the Thunder Agents. I was all excited about that. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I love the Silver Age run of Thunder Agents, and there's the early '80s couple of revivals that I actually enjoy of them too. But even DC did a short-lived revival of them that was pretty cool. It was kind of darker, but it was neat. This, I didn't like at all. And that bummed me out because I enjoy those characters a lot.
Yeah.
So, IDW was kind of striking out for me as far as original properties. Two other books on my pull list are from IDW.
Right.
The Haunted Horror and Weird Love, but these are reprints. These are like stories from Charlton or Harvey from the Golden Age, Silver Age stuff, and that I'm enjoying because I really dig that vintage of material,
Yeah.
But yeah, just not digging the new ROM, and I'm disappointed. So
yeah. Whereas you're picking up 4 books, I think I counted.
Yeah, you're getting about a dozen, don't you?
I'm getting a lot. And I don't know if I have any that I'm not enjoying. Right now, I feel kind of.
You've got a couple that are ending, though, right?
Yeah. Both Dr. Fate and. I'm pretty sure the Teen Titans will be coming to an end soon.
Well, because the new the Rebirth Titans book has launched, so
right, yeah.
Teen Titans is ending,
and I think if they end the Teen Titans well, I'll be satisfied. Yeah. I think they could end it terribly, and then I'll be upset. But
I think that book, it's like they must be having some trouble already. Like it's not wrapped up in time for Rebirth,
right? Yeah.
So that's some deadline issues, maybe.
Yeah, and I get 2 or 3 books at a time sometimes because
you only go like once a month and get your books, though,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but you're getting what are you getting from DC? Is that it?
From DC, I am picking up just a moment. Dr. Fate, which I mentioned.
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans.
And then the new Titans book.
The new Titans book.
That's a little weird.
Yeah. And then I will be picking up
Batgirl, right?
Batgirl and Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about this Blue Beetle.
It's
a Jaime Reyes and Ted Kord, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Like Ted is going to be mentoring Jaime.
I have a feeling that's what it's going to end up being like.
That's great.
Because I mean, if you read the 80-page giant.
The Rebirth one shot.
Yeah,
that was great.
There were some kind of hints towards that in there. It was very minor, and I actually just recently read it and thought, hey, maybe I'm going to pick up a Blue Beetle book, which I've never done.
Right.
And especially if it's going to be the old guy and the new guy. I really like that.
Sure.
Because that's kind of what is happening in Dr. Fate right now.
Ken Nelson's back.
Yeah, and he's like, he wants our new guy to kind of take...
Who's the new guy? Because I haven't been reading this book.
Oh, right.
I heard it's great. Cullen Bunn's writing it, right?
No.
Oh, no, Paul Levitz.
Paul Levitz, yeah.
What's the Cullen Bunn book you're getting? From DC.
From DC?
Maybe it's not... Never mind. Just forget it.
I am picking up a Bunn book.
Is he writing Titans?
Yes. No.
Never mind.
Yeah. Sorry.
Never mind. You're picking up something that he's writing. A Marvel book.
Yeah.
What are you reading from Marvel?
From Marvel, I am picking up... actually, I'm picking up all of the Deadpool books right now.
Yeah. He's got a couple of different miniseries going on right
yeah,
now.
So he has...
And his ongoing.
Yeah, he has Deadpool proper, and then he has Deadpool the Mercs for Money, which is kind of...
superfluous title.
Right.
I mean, like, redundant. I mean, like, isn't the money implicit in the Mercs part?
You would think so.
Yeah.
But none of them are getting paid.
So the guys that are in his team in that book, it's Paladin, but going under a different name.
Let's look
Terror Incorporated.
Wow,
there's a 90s throwback for you.
Yeah.
And who else?
Massacre, the Spanish-speaking Deadpool.
Okay, I don't know that character.
He's relatively new.
And Stingray.
And Stingray, that's right, yeah.
I really think you said Madcap is showing up in the regular.
Yeah, he's actually part of the team too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
makes perfect sense. I would think that the Impossible Man showing up in Deadpool would be hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Deadpool. And honestly, the only reason I wanted just the Deadpool.
The main book, but they started putting those minis in your box.
But yeah, because they just put Deadpool, and I think they just assumed, all right, he wants all the Deadpool. And I started reading them, and whatever, it's fun. I don't have to worry about having a good time with Deadpool.
Because you're gonna.
He's
fun.
Yeah.
It's not a thinking book. It's just, I can just go.
Absolutely.
I just read some Deadpool one-shots. Marvel does their True Believers reprints.
Uh-huh.
And I picked up like 6 issues of Deadpool that they did with those.
Right.
And it was a mixed bag, but I had fun.
Yeah.
For about an hour reading them. Because, I could read 6 comics in about an hour.
Right.
But,
so other from Marvel is Thor. I'm picking up Thor's.
You're getting that Deadpool versus Gambit. How's that?
Oh, yeah.
I hope he kicks the crap out of Gambit. I hate that character so much.
So something I've noticed with the versus book, so Deadpool versus whoever.
Okay.
A lot of times they end up just teaming up
to accomplish. Crap.
Yeah, and I want to see like a kind of a balls to the walls battle between two quote unquote heroes, and they're like, it's fun, but they're essentially robbing a bank. It's like a heist kind of thing.
Okay.
And it like anytime they do kind of fight, it's over like a simple misunderstanding. It's very almost sitcom-y. So in sitcoms where like it's one little like misunderstanding and the whole show is thrown in the upheaval.
Yeah. Well, in a way, that's kind of playing off of the classic Marvel thing. 2 heroes meet, and at first they fight because they think the other one's a bad guy.
Right.
And then they straighten it out and go after the real villain.
Yeah.
That is every time 2 characters who have not met meet for the first time. That is every time in the Silver Age. Most times in the Bronze Age.
Right.
It is a classic Marvel Comics trope.
Yeah. And simply just saying, hey, sorry, did you actually do this? No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody asks.
Totally
they just assume. They see
yes.
they see a scene of a crime. They see another guy in a costume. They just start fighting.
Right.
Hey, now.
In sitcom land, it's funny, but when it kind of transfers over to like things like, for me, I watch Arrow and Flash and when that happens in like Arrow, especially Arrow, I want to change the channel.
Okay.
Like
I enjoy it in comics. I just kind of like, here we go again.
Exactly.
But it is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I feel like DC doesn't do that.
No.
It is such a Marvel thing, and you kind of like, okay, this is Marvel Comics.
Well, think about how many times DC crossovers with itself. If they tried to do that every time they cross over, it'd ruin any series. It ruins series as it is.
What do you mean?
When characters cross over books and...
Oh, you mean in a crossover event or just a guest appearance?
Anything.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of events in comic books.
Oh, because it derails the main storyline in the book.
Yeah.
You can't just have a storyline where somebody guest appears. It's got to be across 5 titles.
And this, the Deadpool vs. Gambit takes place totally outside the realm of Deadpool and Deadpool Works for Money.
I think the Deadpool books almost work in the same, in a similar sense of like the Silver Age Superman books. Because there's a bunch of Silver Age Superman titles, okay?
Right,
He's appearing in many series. And they all just kind of fit. They don't really reference that, this happened in the other one.
Right, yeah.
And you just can go.
Yeah.
There really light continuity, and I think Deadpool is the Marvel character that you can totally get away with that. You can play up continuity when you want, or you can ignore it when you want.
That's a perfect way to describe Deadpool and Deadpool Works for Money.
And honestly, I feel like it doesn't have to have the comedic tone that Deadpool frequently has. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, if more of comic books went with that, we could all be having a little more fun.
Absolutely.
And just buy the books we want, not the ones we are strong-armed into getting because of an event.
Right. With Marvel, I'm also picking up Thor. That. So it's the spoilers, Jane Foster's Thor.
It's that spoiler's been out for 6 months. I think it's okay.
Okay.
Or longer.
Yeah, I think it's even longer than that. Because this happened even before Secret Wars was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Great book.
Yeah.
I mentioned to you, I think they're stalling a little bit with the whole who knows who this new Thor is. There are a few.
It's like,
Frigga knows.
Sure.
But I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Jane Foster in probably a year now.
What's the status of Keith Kincaid? Is he dead?
There's not even been a mention of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know. I haven't kept up with that part of the continuity. So, so does that pretty much cover your Marvel? You're getting Moon Knight.
Yeah, I'm getting Moon Knight.
And this Moon Knight series, this is your first exposure to the character.
It is, and you know what? I am bummed because I wish I could have read more of him prior to this. Yeah.
Well, good news. Those issues exist in the world.
Yeah.
So I have the volume 1 of the Essential Moon Knight.
Yeah, I might have to go online and start poking around for that.
Yeah. I think that book is like a $30 book. I managed to score a deal at Con.
Gotcha.
But I need to read it, and I'll let you borrow it.
Okay. And finally, the last book I'm getting is Doctor Strange.
Oh, from Marvel, yeah. Jason Aaron's writing that, and Thor.
Yeah.
Have they? They haven't crossed over. No.
No.
He hasn't succumbed to that temptation. That's cool.
No. Yeah.
Jason Aaron's a great writer.
Yeah.
I haven't read any of his Doctor Strange, but I did read some of his Thor previously to the Gal Thor. I think I read the first issue of Gal Thor.
Gotcha.
Which I know that's not what it's called, but
right,
yeah.
Right now we're still going through the Death of Magic kind of storyline with Doctor Strange.
Magic the character?
No, Magic is dying.
Oh, okay.
It's being exterminated by a alien race from
the Daleks?
No, not the Daleks. It's more of almost like a science cult.
Ooh.
From kind of another dimension, even.
That is awesome.
Who
sounding.
go from dimension to dimension, killing off sorcerers supremes.
Wow.
Yeah, just killing magic, and so you get a lot of characters coming in who are magic.
Wait a sec. That sounds like the arc that Jason Aaron opened his previous run of Thor with the male Thor, where there was this character that was killing all these gods.
It's a good trope.
You know what? If it ain't, that's not really. I wouldn't say it's a trope, but if it works for one, why not for another?
Yeah, and it is working great. The only interruption was Civil War.
Yeah, the only interruption. Yeah, which that's a pretty big interruption, I would say.
Yeah, actually, and I think he centers kind of prominently in how they kind of overcome.
Oh yeah, Doctor Strange is Doctor Doom's right-hand man.
Right. Yeah.
At first.
And then big
stuff happens. You haven't read that series?
No.
Okay.
And I was glad when they dropped the Civil War cover and let me get back to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because the storyline of the Death of Magic is still going on.
Oh, okay.
And they kind of left it
see you in 6 months.
Yeah. And
are you... If I was left on a cliffhanger for that long for a comic,
right,
I would probably lose interest.
I think it's only been about 2 or 3 months with it. But personally, I liked it enough to continue because I wanted to find out how is he going to beat this, because I didn't see a way out for him. And he's kind of on his last leg. So, yeah. And then, kind of finally, 3 books that are not DC or Marvel. I have Baltimore from Dark Horse.
Yeah, Mike Mignola's Monster Hunter. His answer to Solomon Kane.
Yeah.
Awesome. I have read and enjoyed some Baltimore books.
Yeah, and I've been slowly going back and buying all of the single issues.
Do you have the full run now? Or?
I am getting pretty close. I think I'm missing maybe 4 issues of the entire run.
Yeah, and it's one of those. I love what he does with all of his Hellboy verse characters, and I think Baltimore has some at least loose connection to it. Is that instead of just ongoing books and we got to crank out another book? It's limited. It's many limited series, so they come out with something new when he's got a good story to tell.
Yeah. And
so the level of quality is very high.
It is very high, yeah. And there's...
in all of those series.
Yeah.
BPRD, Abe Sapien, Hellboy, and I'm sure there are others. I know there are. Mm-hmm. But that whole group of characters and titles is awesome.
Yeah. So the last, I'd say, 3 series from Baltimore have been kind of centralized around a specific big bad, if you will.
Okay. To use more of your stupid California lingo.
Buffy lingo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Joss Whedon lingo. So.
Well, doesn't Buffy take place in Sunnydale, California, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, and so it's a little more, you have to kind of know what's going on at this point.
Okay.
But honestly, like, I've read the novelization of Baltimore. And then started picking up kind of a little before we started hanging out, picking up comics together and doing the show.
Oh, yeah.
At least doing the show. We were picking up comics a little bit before starting the show.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was picking up Baltimore then. I wanted something other than DC, and Baltimore, I don't know. I looked at it, I was like, that looks like fun, and it says #1. Okay. And I started picking it up, and I've not stopped.
There you go.
And so that's, 4 years now that I've been picking up
Well,
Baltimore?
yeah, we've been doing the show for 4 years, so that's about right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, and then finally Valiant. I have 2 books from Valiant. Divinity 2.
Yeah. This is with that Russian cosmonaut who becomes a god?
Right. So I've read the...
Who's writing that book?
I've read Divinity 1 in trade form. And I haven't started reading...
Divinity 2?
Divinity 2 yet.
But you're picking it up.
Right. Only because it's a very short run. They're about 4 or 5 issues each.
Oh, it's a limited series. Oh, Matt Kent, who wrote, I think, Mind Management is his book.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. For Dark Horse.
And, I mean, it is a interesting book. Very, I don't really know how to explain it. It's very, makes you think a little bit, like, it's...
Cerebral.
Yeah, it's very cerebral. And then I'm also picking up Faith.
Yeah.
The flying hero, written by Jody Hauser.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my books.
Cool.
I pretty much enjoy all of them. I haven't gotten bored with any of them recently.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So you've how disappointed are you that Dr. Fate's getting canceled?
I'm very disappointed. I like the idea behind the book. It's very. I mean, he's a Muslim kid who gets these powers, and I mean, it's not the first time that happens in comic books, but
I can think of a couple right off the top of my head.
Right.
But yeah,
but it's a glimpse into a culture that I'm not a part of.
And I think that's good. Fresh eyes.
Yeah, definitely. And it has a lot of Egyptian kind of ties to it.
Makes sense. And Dr. Fate's always had that Ankh thing going. So
right, yeah.
That, to me, I think that's an organic choice to go there.
He is he is from the line of the pharaohs, apparently.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, and so that's kind of why Fate chose him.
Huh.
Yeah, interesting. A little different than Nelson.
Kent Nelson.
Kent Nelson.
Yeah.
Sorry, I really was stretching there for a second. Yeah. A lot of fun there, and there's kind of like this kind of duality going on with the character. He's living in New York.
Yeah.
The most American city in the world.
Yeah.
Or in the United States, at least. And he's a millennial. He's like us. He's our age.
Sure.
And he's dealing with the big, flashy United States when he's come from kind of a very conservative background.
Yeah.
And then, and it's kind of like between 2 women, actually.
Oh.
So he has this one woman who's part of the New York lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then he has one that's very, faithful and, I don't want to say conservative, that's just, that has kind of a negative connotation to it.
It's more demure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's kind of stuck between them a little bit. And so it's a representative
It's a clash between rural and cosmopolitan.
Yeah. Yeah.
From Smallville to Metropolis.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of fun.
I went there.
Yeah.
DC
Good
Comics.
job.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll probably wrap this up awkwardly. This is bonus content, and then we'll record the regular show.
Yeah, sweet.
The regular show will drop in a week, and this will come out like really soon.
Cool.